Let's start from the name, ASUS. Actually, I'm not pretty sure you really know how to pronounce this name, ASUS, because actually before I was looking on the country, always have a different pronunciation. ASUS, ASUS. Actually, the right pronunciation is ASUS. And this name is from the Pegasus, the flying horse, and they refer to the wisdom and the chronology. Okay, and you probably know, we start from the key component business, motherboard, VGA card, and then we expand the product line to satisfy the end user needs, become the 3C total solution provider. So we form the personal computing, mobile computing, IoT products, and also the robots. So we have the very comprehensive product lines. Okay, here you can see we have the very comprehensive product lines. No matter for the computing, mobile products, IoT, smart home, and even here, this Zenbo, that is the robots. So if we want to understand more about the company, we have to start from the vision. So what is ASUS vision? Our vision is want to become the world's the most admired, innovative, leading technology enterprise. But how are we going to start from the journey? It is not easy, because not just only we want to win more mindshare from users. We want to become the most admired and then innovative. It's very important. And we keep the spirit. That spirit we call in search of incredible. We need to keep the passion for the technology and the driven by the innovation. We need to have a dream. We need to be there to challenge in order to make sure everything we do is incredible. So how are we going to start the journey? So that's to recap some milestones for the ASUS that we created in the last 30 years. So you can see we start from the 1989, and then we start from the motherboard, and then 1995 we start the graphic card business, the product, and then 1997, that is the first notebook, start from notebook basis product lines, and then we created some innovative milestone of the whole worldwide industry. 2003, and then we become the #1 brands of the motherboard. And in 2005, we become the #1 brands of the graphic cards. And in 2006, we start a journey for the incredible. That is the first Lamborghini brand. That's a co-branding for the later. So Lamborghini, everybody know, that is the world level, the sport cars with brands. Somehow, this co-branding is also the recognition for the ASUS technology. And some people even say that probably is the first laptop that start on the gaming, because we start training the high performance challenge. And in 2007, that is big news, because ASUS became the worldwide first company to provide a netbook that is called EPC. And then we create a total brand new segments for the netbook device. And then for the 2008, yes, you see there's another innovation. That is a bamboo notebook. Not pretty sure if any media friend used to remember the bamboo notebook. Somehow the messaging we want to deliver is the notebook is not just only a cool machine. We try to deliver the messaging to find a balance between the nature, between the humility, between the machine. That's supposed not just only the one machine, but it's more like a friend. It's more like a company. And that's another notebook that we didn't show up here. That is a laser notebook. It's a notebook that is covered by the laser. Not just only bamboo, laser. We try the different material. And in 2009, that is around 10 years before, ASUS became the top 3 consumer notebook brands in the world. And then we continue this journey until 2010. That is the first notebook, NX90. co-work with the B&O. That's a worldwide, very famous the speaker company. So you still remember this machine? They have very big speaker on both sides, and also have a two touchpad on both sides. So at that time we are talking about the notebook. It's not just only a machine, a tool for personal use. Somehow that probably can become the central of the living room, like a furniture, like a TV. That is the idea that at that time we create NX90. And then 2011 and 2012, there's one big thing happened. That is a lot of people talk about mobility, talk about the clouding, and then the notebook device have a lot of transformer, become many different kind of multi-function device. Then we have the first, the ePage transformer. It's not just only one notebook, it's a two-in-one. It's detachable. When you need one tablet, say you can have, and then when you connect to the keyboard, that become a notebook. And then there's more of this kind of device. Another one is a pattern. Not just only for the phone, but also tablets. And then when you need a bigger screen, you can just plug in this phone into the tablet, become a big screen tablets. And then another one, that is a Taichi. The first notebook with a two screen on the A side, B side. Okay. That is all the innovation that we bring to the worldwide industry. And in 2013, another Zenbook. Zenbook is the second for the premium. Always go with the latest technology. And in 2013, that is a Zenbook Infinity. It's the first notebook with the Corning Gorilla 3rd generation glass on the A part. You can just image that is 2013. But right now, probably many of your phone, the smartphone, right now go with the Corning Gorilla glasses. But actually, 6 years before, we used on the notebook already. And then 2014, that is a mobile device and a wearable device. So how about the last 3 years? In 2015, you can to 2018, you can see there's another topic. It's about the gaming. So when the user they are looking for the notebook, it's not just only for the one device for the homework, but they are looking for some streaming performance for entertainment. And then in 2015, we launched the worldwide first, the liquid cooled, the laptop, the gaming laptop, with a liquid cooled solution. And then you see the Zephyrus series. Today we announced the successor. It's the slimness gaming notebook with the GTX 1080 solution. And then 2018, that is this year. Not just only for the notebook, gaming notebook, but also gaming phone. That is our G. So you see that we already tried to recap all the journey, the incredible journey with ASUS. So how about ASUS today? We are the #1 brand of the motherboard still. That is almost more than 20 years. We already delivered more than 440 million pieces of the motherboard. We are the #1 brands for the graphic card. Not just only the most user they use, but also win the most admired. We are the #1 brands, consumer notebook brands in the APEC, and the worldwide top 3 for the consumer notebook. And then we are recognized as the #1 gaming notebook brands in the worldwide, with around 90% market share. If we only talk about EMEA region, that is where ASUS Middle East region belong to, we take a 31% market share for the gaming notebook. That means everything that use a gaming notebook, one is from ASUS. Even gaming LCD monitor, that we are #1 as well. So you probably will ask me, so Jeff, how ASUS making this happen? How we can create so many #1? That is a secret. ASUS is an R&D based company. There's around 60,000 staff, and then more than 5,000 ASUS staff are engineers. So that is why we always have this kind of power for innovation, to pursue those new technology. They are not just only engineers, they are world-class engineers. So in 2007, we win 4,511 awards. What does that mean? Every day, we win 12 awards. Every 2 hours, 1 award. We get a lot of recognition. That is some recognition from the media friends. ASUS Gaming, ROG brands. And thank you for the UAE media, IGN, also recognize our ROG is the #1 gaming brands in the Middle East region. So that's we are talking about the vision. We are not just only pursue those #1. We want to become the admired. It's a very top challenge. And then we are close. We try our best. So thank you for the Fortune magazine. ASUS has listed in the most admired company for the consecutive 3 years. Another international media, Forbes, also ranked ASUS in 2018. Forbes, the top regarded company for 2 consecutive 2 years. And the next one is the Thomas Reuters. So we also named in 2018 the top 100 global technology leaders. Interbrand, that is recognized ASUS is the #1 brand in Taiwan since 2013, the most valuable brand. There's another interesting comment from the Fortune magazine. In Taiwan, ASUS is like Apple. We are not just only pursue the market share, but also the mind share. So we try to find the balance between the style and the quality. So that is why you can see many media friends always compare ASUS and Apple. Here is one example, Forbes. Compare with our Zenbook UX305, compare with the Zenbook. There's another example, Engage. So compare with ASUS Zenbook 3, also MacBook as well. Here comes another example from Latest magazine. So Zenbook UX550, also compare with the MacBook Pros. So not just only in Taiwan. Actually, Apple is a very admired competitor. And that is we always challenge. So today we are going to introduce some new products for ASUS, very important 2 segments. One is the Zenbook series. Just what Jenny just shared, we are going to announce 2 new Zenbook series. And the Zenbook is the segment we target at the extremely premium segments. And all the Zenbook family members, always the pattern, the counter circles with the metal design, with the metal on the top as the icons. Another brand that is ROG, that is right now recognized the #1 gaming notebook brands in the world. And today we are also introduce you 2 new ROG notebook brands for all the media brands. So thank you for your comments. We hope that you enjoyed today's, and we have some new product display there, and all our team is always stand by to introduce our product to all the friends. And I hope you enjoy. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks Mrs. Jeff for the introduction for the whole ASUS 30 years of excellency. We can see here at our backboard, #1 ASUS brand in quality and service, #1 gaming brand worldwide. So for the past 30 years, not only that we passed the 30 years, we passed the 30 years of excellencies. Now, looking to the 30th year, 2019, we are now launching brand new ROG products to our overall portfolio. So let's have a great applause for our ROG product manager, Michael Koo, to the stage and introduce the new products. Thank you.
Thank you, Ginny, and thank you everyone for coming. Okay, I'm Michael Gu. I'm the product manager for ASUS gaming machines for whole Middle East. But before we jump into all the slides, let's talk about one thing. Let's talk about technologies. What's the two two most exciting things that happened in the gaming field last year? Okay, the first one will be, for the first time, 144 Hz panel are able to be equipped on the gaming machines. That was what happened last year. ASUS RG has always been the technology leader. We are currently the only one, or we are the first one, not the only one, to have 144 Hz panels. But not only that, we are currently offering 3 milliseconds response time panel in the market. But our competitors, for example, some computers starting with N, they are still offering 7 milliseconds response time panels in the market. I see the lab over there. Okay, and the second exciting thing is that this year, NVIDIA announced a brand new design guideline called Max-Q. The meaning for Max-Q is that we are the first time to be able to put a graphic card, a very high-end 1080, 1070, 1060 graphic card inside a slim notebook under 22 millimeters. If you go to the market today, go to SharpDG, go to Emacs, go to Jumbo, go to all our partners today, and look around at the market. We are currently the only one who can put the 1080 inside the machine, currently available in the market. Some of our competitors tried, but their product line did not continue. So we are currently the only one in the market you can find a 1080 Max-Q design. Okay, these are the two things what we have done last year to represent that we are the number one in leading technology and leading market shares. So that's all for the past. How about the future? Yeah, how about the future? Okay, there's also two big things going to happen next year. The first one is the narrow bezel design is going to all the product line of all gaming machines. We already saw it happen. We saw a lot of competitors, even ourselves, having new products come with narrow bezel design. But the second thing, which haven't happened and it's going to happen, and ASUS, we hope and we must be the number one, is the HDR panel. HDR panel is coming to notebook. Okay? I saw a lot of people like not focusing on me, but when they heard HDR, everybody's like trying to focus. Okay? HDR panel, which you are playing games like Assassin's Creed, all these kind of games on PS4 Pro, on Xbox One S, okay, using great new TVs from all other TVs vendors. This kind of technology is coming to notebook, okay, next year. So let's wait next year and let's see if we have a chance. Standing over here to announce the new HDR panel for the first time happening on the notebook. Okay, that's all for the technology side. Let's go for what's the product we're going to launch today. There's actually two great new products we're going to launch on the RG brand. The first one is the Zephyrus. Okay, this year we announced the Zephyrus, and that's the one where I'm saying the only notebook which equipped with the 1080 currently in the market. Yeah, some of the other brands starting with A, they still try, but they discontinue the product lines. Okay, we're the only one having. So the things we are doing this year is we are refreshing the Zephyrus machines. This year the model is called GX531. Okay, these products is targeting at all these heavy gamers who are playing AAA games. But not only that, we found that a lot of people who is buying this kind of laptop is not only gamers. Some of the engineers, some of the graphic designers, some of the customers who they need extremely performance and ultra portability, they also buy Zephyrus series because it was so light. You can bring it everywhere. You can bring it to the meeting. You can design your graphic everywhere. You can trim the film. You can edit the film everywhere, but also with a very good portabilities. Okay, these are the great new features for the new Zephyrus. Let's go through one by one. One thing I want to highlight, this one is the slimmest laptop with 1080 or more 1080, 1070, 1060 in the market right now. It's the slimmest gaming laptop in the market. Okay, last year, The first generation of Zephyrus, it comes with 21 millimeters. It was already astonishing the market. This year, it comes with only 15.75 millimeters. Comparing to our competitor, Razer, which maybe Razer is not available in Middle East, but comparing to our best competitors, we are slimmer. We are 50% slimmer. Okay. We come with a super narrow bezel, which means the laptop with the same kind of screens, it becomes smaller. Also, we come with very fast screens, as I mentioned before. Everyone having 140 Hz panel, but we are currently only putting 3 milliseconds panel in the market. And that was really important because it's the key between winning and losing. And for all gamers, we want them to win. Okay. And not only that, if we're having such great specific, such great panel, if you are losing, you are not able to blame your computers anymore. You know it's your problem. Of course, all the great machines come with the best best hardware. So our new Zephyrus come with latest CPU, latest GPU. So comparing to last year, Intel's latest CPU have a great performance improvement compared to the last generations. We equip it with a better SSD. But one thing, except for all these specifications, which all other vendors are able to buy all these components and put it together. What's the things that we are, as our brand of RG, we are mostly proud of? The thing is the thermal design. If you notice that there's one term in the technology we're in, that was called thermal throttling. That means if you cannot control the thermal good enough, the CPU, GPU somehow stop working or somehow decrease their performance to keep the temperature down. And in ASUS, we will not let these things happen. There are 4 things we are doing extremely well to help our computers go down. Okay. The first one, and only on ASUS laptop, is the way we're open the bottom part of the laptop. So for all the cool airs, we're going to suck all the cool airs from the bottom of the notebook and somehow take out all these heats from the side and also from the top of the notebook. This is our patent design. And this is why our notebook is called Zephyrus, the Greek god of the wind. The second design is the pipeline. Compared to a lot of like competitors, we're putting more pipes in our machines. All these pipes may not look really like cool, really beautiful, but these are the keys to take out all the keys from CPU, from GPU, from everything. And bring all these heats to where the fan is, and let the fan blow out the heats from the machines. So these are really important. And also, a lot of times, when you are buying a gaming notebook for a period of times, you feel like that the performance drop a lot. The reason for that is not because the fan is not working fine. It's because after years of using it, the dust start to accumulate and stuck inside the fan. So the power of the fan stop dropping. In ASUS, we have a patent technology called anti-dust design. We are the only one currently in the market who are able to put this kind of special design and bring all these dust out of the machines. So a lot of time when the gamers or like our customers complaining that their laptop are unable to keep the same performance as like what they are using last year or 2 years ago when they buy it. The reason for that is not because they buy a bad laptop. It's because they are buying the wrong brand. Let's take a look. What's anti-dust design?
ROG has recently invented the exclusive design for the anti-dust coating system, which can help get rid of dust and other particles to prolong the lifespan and increases the stability of the system. It consists of 2 ducts, each with a dedicated dust tunnel. The anti-dust tunnel ejects harmful particles from the system. Centrifugal force pushes dust and other particles along the fan wall, eventually ejecting them via the anti-dust tunnel. Here, we have a mock-up to demonstrate how the anti-dust cooling system works. The polystyrene balls represent dust and other particles that are sucked into the fan manifold. Watch as they are pushed along the fan wall and ejected through the anti-dust tunnel. Let's see how a system without an anti-dust fan works. The polystyrene balls all end up clogging the front of the vents, something which does not happen with the ROG anti-dust design. More air goes through ultra-thin fins and goes out of the system via the exhaust, while dust is blown out through the tunnels. The anti-dust cooling system is a cooling masterpiece that improves system stability and extends the lifespan of the laptop.
Okay, so this is the last one of our own technologies for our fans. Okay, there's a lot of times if your fans is not strong enough, you are not able to take out heats. In ASUS, we use a better fans to take out all the heats, so we put more fans inside the fan itself. Comparing to the old design, it's 17% better. Also, even now it was 2018 and we are going to 2019. In the starting of 2018, we already put three fans in our notebook, 2 12 voltage fans and 1 5 voltage fans. But if you go to the market now and open our competitors' laptop, you will find they are still using 2 fans, 2 5 voltage fans. Okay, we are like really surprised over so many years. We are putting better materials and better fans in our notebook, but our computer seems are not able to catch up. Maybe because of cost, maybe because other things. But that means you are sacrificing customers' experience. So when a customer is buying these products, maybe they will not feel it. They will not feel that because you are not going to play a game in the shop itself. But you bring it home. When you are playing games, you know that the thermals means performance and means ASUS product is better at performance. Okay. For all these notebook, we don't want customers only to buy ASUS laptop. We want them to buy everything from ROG. We want them to buy ASUS mouse, ASUS keyboard, ASUS headset, even ASUS backpack and ASUS t-shirts. Everything we want them to buy ROG. So the technology what we are using is called AuraSync. AuraSync is a technology which are able to connect all the lighting effects of all your accessories with your notebook. So for example, if you are sitting in a dark room, your notebook is shining green, your mouse will be shining green, your headset will be shining green colors. Okay. Everything will be in the same colors. So there's another exciting product. This product is called TUF Gaming Series, which we just announced this year. Okay, the TUF Gaming product is for the most entry gamers. Let's take a look at the product. This is the ASUS TUF Gaming Series FX505. First time coming to the Middle East market. Okay. Not all the customers who are buying gaming machines are those AAA customers. A lot of people who are buying gaming machines are the one who just went into the markets, went into the stores there the first time. They are able to buy gaming machines. Maybe they have a limited budget. Maybe they don't need such high-end performance. So that's why we have a brand new series called Tough Gaming Series for these type of casual gamers. For these type of customers or gamers which are playing games maybe like once a week or twice a week. But if you are having a limited budget, that does not mean you will need to sacrifice on your machines. In the past, 144 Hz panel or narrow bezel design, bezel panels are only limited to the most high-end machines. For the first time, we are able to offer 144 Hz narrow bezel in the most mainstream and entry gaming segments. Compared to last generations, FX File 4, this year FX File 4 are not 7%, 10% better. Compared to our competitors, we are offering a better refresh rate. We are offering three-side slim bezel, and also we are offering a better color accurate panels. Okay, compared to our competitors. So I think I don't need to mention again what's the difference and what's the importance between the difference between 60 Hz and 144 Hz. But we have been taking these machines to pass all the certificates. But what does it mean to passing the military grade certificate? That means
1, 2, 3! Oh wow, they actually jumped right in that. Oh my god, it's working, it's working. Wait, this is just... Dude, it's working, oh, just kidding, it's not working. Come on! It's perfect.
yes. Maybe I'll try it later, okay? By myself, try it later. Or somebody can bring the machines to the stage, yeah. I'll try again. I'll try over there. Bring the machine, bring the machine. Right. Bring the machine.
Let's take
Okay, that's a very expensive test, okay?
One, two, three.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's see what happens.
What's wrong?
See? Yeah, but we are not encouraging everybody to try it afterwards, okay? Okay, so same with our ROG families. Our Tough Gaming series come with all kinds of special effect design. And I will not repeat it again. But let's take a look how all these special designs help the performance comparing to our competitors. So we did the testing. Our FX 505 compared to HP Pavilion Power 15, we are better at every scoring testing software you can ever find in the market. We are better in everything, even with the same specifications, even with the same CPU, even with the same GPU, even with everything the same. We are just performing better. Okay. Our keyboard is better. We got more durable keyboards. We got special cool lighting and a lot of special cool things on our keyboards. And also, not only that, even years 2008, end of 2018, we are still the only one who is offering two more fans and bigger fans inside our own machines. So we are just performing better. Okay. Also, this one comes with the color, special color syncing functions called Aura Sync. Okay. So that's all for the gaming series. I have to say we are proud that we are ROG. We are leading the technology and also leading the market. Thanks for everybody's coming. And if you have any question later, you can find me. And also, please try the machine or test the machine at the demo area. Thank you very much.
All right, so we thank Michael for the great introduction for two new ROG laptops into UAE in 2019. Now, we know ASUS has walked through 29 years, and we not only have our prestigious gaming laptops, we have also our consumer series, which are subdivided into two brands, the ZenBooks and the VivoBooks. So, now, Michael is the product manager for the gaming notebooks. And that's welcome the product manager for the consumer notebooks, which is me, myself. All right, so I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm the host of this event, and also I'm the product manager. My name is Ching Ning. And today we're thrilled to introduce 3 new laptops into the market. Before I start, before this whole gathering starts, there are a few media friends of mine. They come and ask me and say, what is the thing that makes ASUS laptop so different from the other brands that the end user has to buy an ASUS laptop? Why is ASUS so special to you that you really think that we have to host this event and tell everyone about ASUS laptops? The thing is, we start with design. We start from the consideration to the end users. That's the whole thing that makes ASUS laptops different. We call it design thinking. Can we switch off the lights for the clips? So let me show you a video how ASUS think about our product and why ASUS is so different.
At ASUS, we are inspired by Leonardo da Vinci. His ideas about arts and science gave birth to the Italian Renaissance, sculpting our contemporary world. He was the original Renaissance man. When we speak of arts and science in relation to Leonardo, we speak of an inseparable ideal. His genius was inspired by observing the natural world, the cycle of life, movement of water, flight of birds, and geometric harmony of living creatures. Leonardo's Vitruvian Man represents the harmony between humanity and engineering. At ASUS, we are driven by this paradigm to inspire innovation and persist in perfection. We call this design thinking.
All right, lights on. It is because of this continuous focus on the end user experience. Can I have the lights on, please? It's because of these kind of user experience focus that we are constantly winning awards. As what Jeff has said, 4,500 awards in 2017 alone. 2018, we're seeing this figure going even further. Looking into all the media reviews, we're seeing ASUS performance at the top of the Windows category. You can see ASUS being right next to Apple and Microsoft, well ahead Dell, well ahead Lenovo. Also, we not only focus on the quality, we focus on how we penetrate the market as well. ASUS alone is standing at number 3 of all the laptops brands worldwide. So ASUS is a brand for me that is so special. It focuses on the end user experiences. It focuses also on that we have to deliver those products to the end users that the most end users can feel about our brands. So talking about this philosophy, how do we implement it into our new products? Today, I'm really, really excited that we're launching 3 new products here, right in this avenue. We are launching 2 new ZenBooks and 1 VivoBook. Looking at its shades, we don't really know why these products are so important to this market. But I believe when we actually see the products, we will feel the penetration and the enthusiasm inside them. So let's talk about ZenBook first. As what Mr. Jeff has said, long time we have a concentric circle design as ASUS ZenBook DNA. We're thinking about what can we add to this prestigious lineup of products so others can feel further. We're thinking about one thing. Those people who's buying the ZenBook are always on the go, all right? And they throw their laptops everywhere, they put their laptops in the luggage. So we decided, just like ROG, we're implementing military grade on all our ZenBooks. Just to show you a quick clip, regardless of what is writing there, I'll show you a clip as well. Seeing is believing, right? You guys have seen how a person can jump on an ROG laptop. You have seen on the screen that we have did a military grade test. Now, today, I would like you guys to see it yourselves. So I'd like to know if there's any volunteer from the media friends that I have here on the stage that would like to come up to the stage and try it yourself on our ASUS ZenBook. Anyone? All right, boss, please. Yes.
I jump on it?
Whoa! Just right. All right.
Okay.
Please tell me about who you are. And
I didn't know this is an interview. I mean, I was just about to jump on the laptop. What? No, I'm Klaus. I'm from LA Sports, and we've been working like 2 years now with ROG. So this is the first time, though, I'm going to jump on a non-ROG laptop. So I'm not sure about these ones, but we'll test it, right?
yeah, sure.
Okay. Do I need to tell my weight first, or I can just
Can you just tell me what your weight?
Okay, I'm like 72 kilos.
72 kilos. Okay, let's see how it goes. Ooh.
Was it too high?
That's it. That's it.
Oh my God! Did
All
I
right.
break? Oh, I
Can you open it and let us
This is
know?
the part of the magic trick, you know. Like, how do I open here or there?
Can you show it to everyone?
Yes, it's working.
All right, so military grade tested. Well, this is how durable our laptops are. In the military grade video, we've seen a lot of tests that we are conducting on our laptops, and that is not being told in the market, and that is not written on the spec sheets on any of the laptops. But the hinge test, 20,000 times. The USB ports is tested also 20,000 times. We have a drop test we can carry into the Mount Everest. We can even carry our laptops onto the moon, if you guys want. So this is how durable our laptops are. And because of these durability, we are now officially announcing all the new ZenBook series being brought to the market will have 2-year warranty. In UAE market, most brands have only 1-year warranty on their laptops. Now ASUS is bringing 2-year warranty on our ZenBook, and this warranty is international warranty. So as long as you buy an ASUS laptop, no matter where you go in the world, we got you covered for 2 years. That's how confident we are on our laptops. Talking about ZenBooks, our first product, can I have my laptop? Yeah. It's the ZenBook S series. That's the first product that we're launching today. It is extremely thin, extremely light. S stands for style, stands for slim. Look at how slim this laptop is here. It's only, let's start with the video first. You can see the concentric circle on this laptop, that's the ASUS DNA. Okay, so the main catch for all the ZenBook series in its history is that it's boasting it's thin and lightweight. It's only 1 kilo and it's 1.3 millimeters only. Touch and feel it. All right. Another thing that we would like to add into our ZenBook DNA is what we're seeing on the screen. It's called ErgoLift. So what it does is, when we open the lid of this particular model, it tilts and stands up from the table a little bit, 5.5 degrees. Based on our analysis and studies back in the headquarters, 5.5 degrees is the optimal typing angle for the mass public. So what it does is, it brings a good typing experience. It gives a better cooling effect, because the cool air flows underneath it and will be sucked up into the into the machine. And also, because of the hollow region beneath the laptop, it creates a better sound effect. So as long as we're playing it, it's like when we're playing a guitar, there's a hollow room for a better sound audio output. Same thing for our laptop. We're trying to mimic those kind of effects in our laptops. The ventilation is good because of the hollow, also because we have put a 71 blade fan inside this laptop. In the past, the 71 blade fan is only put in those bulky, big laptops. Now we're bringing it into a smaller laptops. This is a revolutionary idea as well. Audio effects. Let's talk about display. It's a 13-inch laptop with a 4K screen. Now, 4K, normally when we see 4K screens, it's always on a 55-inch, 65-inch screen on a television. Now we're bringing it onto a 13-inch. Not only that, we're bringing it in the 85% screen-to-body ratio. So it's like a 4K screen on a minimum size with really, really slim bezel. That's never seen in this market. And it's based on the media friends I was talking about. It doesn't feel like a 13-inch screen because of the resolution itself. Also, if we look at competitors, we are the only one having a 4K screen. We are the only one with the best ergonomic design. And you guys know which model they are. You can see a red dot. You can see a red dot there, so that's a Lenovo ThinkPad. So this is a Microsoft product. So we are beating the market in terms of specification comparison. We're also beating the market, if you really see the price, the battery, the weight, the screen-to-body ratio, the RAM, everything. We're beating the market. This will be a huge hit in the market. Now let's talk about another revolution. This is the main focus product that I'm introducing today. Let's start with the video. So this new ZenBook is here on my hand. The previous model is called ZenBook S, which boasts extremely light, extremely thin. We're using special metallic materials to make that model extremely light and thin with a 4K screen. Now, what is so special about this new model? The same thing as the previous one, it has an ErgoLift design. So we are bringing ErgoLift as the second ZenBook DNA into our ZenBook series. ZenBook in the future will always have ErgoLift. Secondly, look at the screen. It does not have a frame. Well, it has a frame, but the frame is so thin that it doesn't even seem like having a frame. You guys want to take a look, right? This is how the frame looks like. It is having 92% screen-to-body ratio. Highest across all the laptops here in the UAE. In the GITEX, Huawei has launched their laptop with 91%, Huawei MateBook S, 91% screen-to-body ratio. Now, we're bringing the 14-inch ZenBook, which has a 92 screen-to-body ratio. In January, we're going to bring the 13-inch, which will be having 95 screen-to-body ratio. The amazing thing is, we are bringing these kind of screen-to-body ratio from a television onto a laptop. In the future, looking at the laptop is identical to looking at for example, Samsung or LG screen. It's the same. Full HD, screen-to-body ratio more than 90%. Also, we're having a number pad here. It's the first time in the world that a 14-inch laptop can have a number pad, a dedicated number pad. How we do it? We make it embedded in the touchpad. So there's a button in here, we press it, and the number pad lights up. And then we can input it with all the number pad functions on ordinary laptops. Oh, I'm going to share this to the media so you guys can touch and feel it. So 92% screen to body ratio, slim bezel, and rivalry across all the different laptops. Ergo-led design, as same as the other laptops, as cooling, better typing, better audio, gray screen, full HD, frameless, number pad with one click away. The first time which a model has a number pad on a 14-inch screen.
Keys located under the touchpad light up when number pad is activated, so the user can see the numbers on the touchpad. Simply tap the number pad icon at the top right corner of the touchpad to activate number pad mode. Tap the icon again to return to normal touchpad mode. It gives users a productive way to enter numbers, solving the age-old problem of the lack of a numeric keypad on a compact laptop.
All right. So, comparing to our previous 14-inch, we're winning, we're improving in all the aspects. Not only Asus itself wins over its predecessor generations, we're winning against the competitors as well in all the different aspects. In terms of battery, in terms of weight, it's only 1.2 kilo. In terms of screen to body ratio, in terms of touchpad, everything, we're winning in all the aspects. So let's talk about, so a quick summary about ZenBooks. We're now launching 2 new ZenBooks. We're bringing the Ergo-Lift into its new DNA. We're looking from the end user perspective to make sure that these models really fit into the end user need. Now, what about ZenBook? What about VivoBook? What are we doing on VivoBook? It's our mainstream series. What can we bring into the market? We're bringing into the new VivoBook S15 and S14. Start with the
Wake up, step up, look out, shout. Find your one true color. Get bold, step up, look out, shout. Break through, find your color loud. Be your one true color. Find your one true color. Get your own rap, look out, shout. Get you, find your color loud. Be your one true color. Find your one true color. Dare to be different. Be your true color, I know, yeah. Come on, join the time is here. Be your one true color. Find your one true color. Be your true color, I know, yeah. Come on, join the time is here. Be your one true color. Find your one true color.
In our ZenBook series, our target audience is always those high-end business people who's always on the go. But we have bring those special features only to the high end, and that's not right. So we decided we're targeting the younger generations with the similar type of features. We're making luxury affordable. We're empowering all the public to have experience on those affordable luxuries. So we're designing Ergo-Lift on our laptops. Let me just grab it. We're designing Ergo-Lift into this laptop. We're designing slim bezel also on this laptop. A good spec. And the most important, as you can see in the video, we're bringing multiple colors. We're targeting the younger generations. Right at the first look of this laptop, it has 2 colors. At the side, it is red. At the same time, when we are facing the laptop itself, it looks ordinary, like all the other laptops. So we're trying to give all the end users to have their own personality when looking for a laptop. Not only that, we understand that Middle East has a holy color, the green color. We will, for the first time, tailor-made a laptop for the Middle East region, the green color laptop. We have the Ergo-Lift design to make typing more comfortable. 3.5 degrees, not the best typing degree that we have analyzed in our HQ, but also a very good design. Green color, very thin, very light. With a graphic card, it's only 1.8 kilograms. 18 millimeter, extremely thin, extremely light. Slim bezel as well, so we see the competitors are winning again in all the different aspects. Really, really thin bezels. At the same time, I forgot to mention one thing. When we're talking about slim bezels, a lot of times other brands are saying, oh, we have slim bezels as well. What is so special about ASUS slim bezel? We are the only brand till now equipping camera on the slim bezel. As you can see, this extremely thin bezel on the top has a camera. Not only on the VivoBook S, on the ZenBook, we have the camera on the top as well. So we are the only brand who are able to do this. Maximum specs. We are bringing i7, 16 GB RAM, 1 TB plus 256 SSD. That's the highest hybrid solution here in the market. And we're trying to make this amazing masterpiece a powerhouse for all the younger generations. The price will be sweetly priced at $3,999. So this is going to be the price. So quick wrap up. 2 new ZenBook products bring new DNA to the ZenBook family. We're trying to bring all the similar ZenBook designs onto our new VivoBook S series. We're targeting the younger generations. And for them, we're bringing a masterpiece, a powerhouse. 2 new ZenBook, 1 new VivoBook S. All the highlighted points here. Well, so today, I'm going to wrap up. Today we have understood the ASUS history for the past 30 years, all the excellencies. We have understood that our new revolutionary ROG products and all the new technologies, and ASUS will be always the leading gaming brand in this market. We are bringing fantastic ZenBook products into the market as well, and an affordable VivoBook series. So it's really our honor for the whole ASUS team, on behalf of the whole ASUS team, to have you here. Right after this gathering, all the ASUS staff will still be in the avenue, so you guys can come and talk to us. And now, let's welcome Michael. Is Michael anywhere here? Let's welcome Michael, our ROG Product Manager, and me on the stage, so we can answer all your questions. Now, if you guys have any questions, feel free to fire them. All the questions about all the products, about all the design philosophy, or all the places that we are different from our competitors on all the different angles. All right.
Well, we have questions actually.
Yeah.
First one related to actually service. You've done a great region. You announced recently in Saudi Arabia that you're doing door-to-door warranty and service. Does this apply to the UAE? Is it coming to the sorry.
Yeah, sorry again. Hi. Just a couple of questions, related and not related at the same time. In Saudi Arabia, you announced that there's a really wonderful system for warranty and service, door-to-door service being started by ASUS. This is coming to the UAE. This is very important for the audience and for the consumers to know that this program is coming to the UAE. So that's the first question you can answer.
Okay. So probably you can see our slogan, number 1 in quality of service. So service definitely is very important. Okay, that is right now we are talking about experience. Experience is not just only about the products. That is included before, during the purchase, even after the purchase. So thank you for your sharing, and very surprised actually you noticed that we just announced the free pick return service in Saudi Arabia. But I'm pretty sure you're aware that actually in the UAE we have the free pick return service. You know that?
No, we didn't.
Yes, I think that is, we have to work on that. Actually, for the UAE, we already offer free pick return service for the users during the warranty time. Yes, so we have to keep the highlight in this one. And This time we are talking about Zen, okay, even for the gaming notebook as well. Right now we upgrade all the warranty from the 1 year to 2 year international warranty. Okay, that's what the first step. We are going to deliver more service option to the user. And then for 2019, we can wait and see. We have an even new plan to improve the older service. This is very important for our strategy.
Brilliant. So the second question is basically to the laptops directly. So we know there's a lot of shortages when it comes to the 9th gen. This very reason that basically ASUS 9th gen CPUs from Intel. So is it coming anytime soon? And also for the RTX graphic cards, is it coming to the ROG lineup and when?
Okay, that was a hard question for me. Because there is actually we have an agreement with NVIDIA, so we cannot actually say when the RTS is coming. But yes, RTS is coming really soon in 2019. But we're not able to reveal anything right now. But keep posted on what is going to be revealed in CS. They're going to announce all the new things in CS. Which is like
and the 9th gen CPUs for laptops?
For 9th gen CPUs, actually for the normal laptops, I will ask that Qingling to answer afterwards. But for gaming level, it will only come at the second half of 2019. Yes.
For the 9th gen, currently, I'm not sure if you're mentioning about the Whiskey Lake as 9th gen or not. If you're talking about the Whiskey Lake, good news is we are already bringing it into the market. For us, Whiskey Lake is not in any shortage situation. We are very confident that Whiskey Lake will come into the market. In fact, just as a matter of fact, for all of you guys, I believe ASUS is the brand that is least affected by the CPU shortage in the Middle East. In the Middle East itself, we are very sure that we have very sufficient supply on all the categories, regardless of the generations. So we are very confident on our consumer category. All the laptops will be shipped to the market in time. So, fellow friends, any more questions? Anything? Everything about our laptop, about ASUS? Gentlemen over there seem to be having questions.
Yeah, my question is from Michael. Michael, keeping in mind you've got a really good lineup of gaming laptops that's coming through, just want to understand what do you position yourself against Dell's Alienware, because that's one of the biggest competitions that we've seen most across on YouTube and other social media platforms where they have a competition going on to gauge the performance of both these laptops. And of course, Alienware has a much more bigger name in terms of its performance, but I know for a fact that these laptops that you're basically launching could be quite an awesome defeat for them. So yeah.
Okay. So actually, from our point of view, at least what we are looking at ourselves, we are like equally tied with Alienware and as well as MSI. The reason being is before 2015 or 16, we are the only street brand which is focusing on these segments. We are the only street brand which are producing gaming laptop. HP, Lenovo, and Acer all have their gaming sub-brand only after 2015. So they are new to the market and they don't have that much technology. So coming back to Dell Alienware, they are the first one. We have to admit, they are the first one to producing gaming laptop. We are the second ones. But in terms of technology, actually I can say we are better. The reason being, for example, they just announced their M15, the Steam laptop, right? Just this year, like 2 months or 3 months ago, in an event in USA. For this concept, we already have it last year, 2017. So yes, they are a big brand. They are very well-known brand. They are established for a long time, even longer than us. But I think in terms of technology, we are winning. We are ahead of them. Yes.
Thank you.
For Asus, you have your hardware,
yes,
but you are using sometimes from outside, like graphics, like GeForce or whatever it is. are you allowed to, to develop the software for the third party to support your hardware, or you have to go back to the main source? Because what you will do, it support you only, not any other brands. So is it allowed for you to develop the software or to develop the things which you are using from outside, or you have to go back to the original source to ask them for that?
Actually, we are buying chipsets from NVIDIA, some of the GPU chipsets. But actually, after buying that, we do have a lot of customizations. If you can see how we are doing in, for example, components, our own dedicated GPU. When we are buying the chipset from NVIDIA, actually we produce our own boards and everything to make it more like personalized, more like customized for us to have a better performance comparing to NVIDIA. So yes, we are able to customize the chipset itself, and we are able to have some like other program to support only our hardware. Yes.
So probably we can give you one example, because before we launched the new Zenbook, that is the UX580. It's the first notebook with a screen pad. But actually that is definitely pure, the new technology, and nobody have. And that definitely need to work with the software. And then we have to work with some partner, no matter third party, and even Microsoft. And then we can create more and more app to use for these screen pad functions. So somehow we work with a third party as well, and we have to go back to the source, because that is under the Microsoft platform. So we also need a source. So somehow that is more like a line together to create some function for the software solution.
Yeah, so we all know like laptops, battery life is really important. So have you had any improvements in battery life when you launched laptops?
Okay, in terms of, I think this question will be like separated for gaming and non-gaming. For gaming laptop, actually our battery life is always the thing what we are looking for. So coming the new generation, which will be announced in CES, there will be a new function called like you can turn off the NVIDIA GPU to make it like normal use. For example, a Zephyrus machine, maybe you are bringing to office or cafe to use it for a whole day. You can close down dedicated GPU, so only by running through the Intel GPU or graphic cards, that battery can be prolonged with 6 or 7 hours. If you want to play games, under battery is only like 2 or 3 hours. So this is the way how we are managing to prolong the battery life.
For the consumer range, we understand that there's always a conflict between making the laptop smaller and making the battery lifetime longer. In this industry, I think ASUS is the market leader, industry leader in terms of making slim laptops with longer battery life. Throughout my presentation, you can see we are slimmer, lighter compared to our competitors on most ranges. At the same time, our battery life is longer. Take our new UX433, the new Zenbook example. Its battery life is 14 hours, whereas our competitor is saying that they have 12 hours, and that's the maximum they can reach. So 14 versus 12. So we can understand that we are constantly trying to improve our battery life on the cutting edge technology as much as possible. And we are continuing doing that, and we are very confident.
Sorry, I just say some inputs. I'm pretty sure you pay attention. Most of our ASUS notebook with the super bad technology. So not just only for the long battery, but also even the life cycle for ASUS battery is 3 times than other competitor. What does that mean? Sometimes you probably use the notebook 1 year and then you will feel that probably the battery life will get shorter. But for ASUS, within 3 years, it will not get shorter. That is what we call super bad technology. Not just only for the long life cycle, and then that one with the fast charge function. This means you can supply 60% the battery capacity within 30 minutes. That is it for now. Okay, most of our notebook are with the super bad technology. But it's very happy that you asked about the battery life. Somehow that is a customer pain point. We can't share too much, but in Q1, we are going to have the one very unique product. We will share you later. Thank you very much.
Okay, sorry, another question regarding the HDR for the monitors. So what's the nits on it? How many nits?
800.
800. So is it fair to compare laptop monitors with the nits with normal gaming monitors and TV monitors, which come to 1,000 ratio?
I think it's but put it this way, if you're having a TV in your house, the TV is actually farther than a laptop. A laptop is just like really close to you. So actually, yeah, 800 nits is very good enough.
10-bit panel? Is it 10-bit?
Yeah, it's 60-bit. But that will only come in around like second half of this year.
Hello, so let's talk esports. We all know that ROG is like very heavily in the esports, you know, in events, teams, whatever. So do we have any initiatives like ROG Masters or similar, like in the pipeline? Can you tell us anything?
This one I think in the cap to answer the question.
Hey House, I know where this question is coming from. We do have some stuff in the pipeline that we will be announcing, I would say around mid-January, but nothing for right now.
Okay, that's a good answer. We will be waiting.
Yeah. It's a big announcement that's coming soon, so you know we'll keep all of you on board and thank you.
Thank you.
Talking about the battery, the previous question. What we're trying to do is, we know that battery demand from the end users comes to the smartphones first, and then it will be gradually being brought to other kind of devices. The screen demand, in terms of the screen-to-body ratio, goes to TV first, and gradually brought to other categories. So we have successfully brought the screen-to-body ratio of a TV to a laptop. Now what we're trying to do is, in terms of battery life, we're trying to bring the experience on a smartphone to a laptop. How and when, we'll let you know in January. Right. Any more questions? All kinds of questions regarding the product, regarding ASUS, regarding the third party.
I have another one. I have the mic still. ROG phone. When do we get that in the Middle East?
Okay, we'll have it in Q1 2019. Yes.
All right. So, thank you for all the questions that you brought us. All your suggestions, questions are the motivations for us to bring ASUS brand further. We will be still working around our products. So in case you want to take some pictures about our products, in case you want some more detailed explanation on our products which we couldn't cover in our presentations, we will be there for you guys, and we will be answering all the questions that you guys have. So thank you for coming here, and it's my personal appreciation on all of you. Thank you. Oh, by the way, we have some food here prepared for all of you. So in case you got hungry after all those kind of information, feel free to get a plate and then enjoy your lunch. Thank you again.